Tay, on behalf of, Warner Chapel, Big John, myself, the entire company, just wanted to come down, let you know how proud of you we are. You're setting a positive example for people to follow you.
Imagine being 22 years old. You just had arguably one of the greatest years as a producer in music history. In less than a year, you've worked with Drake, Eminem, and Beyonce, literally just to name a few. You've become one of the go-to guys in the rap game anytime an artist needs a quote-unquote big spooky chord, knocking bass, and an 808 type record. You're Grammy nominated, but somehow, someway, you still find yourself a senior at Middle Tennessee State University getting a media management degree. Memphis super producer Tay Keith made a promise to his family and most importantly to himself to break the generational curse no matter what and become the first person in his family to get a degree. Bratavius Lakeith Chambers moved around his hometown of Memphis a lot as a child. When he got to high school, Keith moved out of his mom's crib and relocated to Raleigh, which is pretty much North Memphis. Lakeith and the homies would just kick it in the hood every day. Typical Memphis stuff, going to the store, walking to Sonic. But then the passion for music kicked in. When he was around the age of 13 or 14, Tay got his hands on a rock band and a microphone, recording music, uploading it to platforms like YouTube and Dat Piff. He got better, and he got better, realizing not just the value of the music he was making for himself, but more importantly in the beats he was producing. It wasn't too long after that Keith would start getting paid off his beats on YouTube. Using Mixcraft, Keith was able to find his own sound with different instruments, mainly a piano, citing Lil Wayne's #1 song from back in the day, Lollipop, as a huge influence that kept him motivated to continue to learn music. It got to the point where Keith needed more room to work. With the help of his brothers and cousins, Keith grabbed some movable walls from his auntie and built a studio in the garage of his crib. Around this time in his life, Keith linked up with another passionate teen who really wanted in the music game. His name was Blockboy JB. According to Keith, Blockboy got addicted to the process of recording, to the point they moved their studio from Keith's crib to Blockboy's crib, where they would record out of Block's room. Block stayed a street over from me. We were homies before anything else. I believed in him. A lot of people didn't believe in Blockboy's music. A lot of people laughed and doubted him. I made his first mixtape cover. When Tay Keith went off to college, he didn't forget about his right-hand man that he started with. He still sent Blockboy beats. He used to rap on them, and then when I get back to Memphis, we make the music together. This was before everything. It's just working. We had big dreams. We still record at the crib or wherever, or we'll cook up in the studio now. Keith began to become a big deal as a student at Middle Tennessee State University, a school about 2.5 hours away from his hometown of Memphis. Tay used his advanced understanding of music to help further fund his career, charging $500 for beats and even becoming a DJ for the hottest party promoter group in the Tennessee region at the time, First Flight. My freshman year, I came in with First Flight Entertainment. They brought me in as the next DJ after Louis P. They brought me in because of what they seen I was doing with the music scene in Memphis. When I got to Middle Tennessee State, it piped me all the way up quick. That's the most poppin' entertainment group out here. You come into a First Flight party. I learned how to DJ with First Flight. They bought me some turntables my freshman year, and I just practiced at home.
Hey man, you know what's going on, man. Whole lot of heavy count shit. You know what I'm saying? You coming here, boy? Hey. Rich young niggas doing this shit. Hottest young niggas doing this shit right now. You little bitch. Heavy count nigga on the nation, nigga. Know what I'm talking about? Playing shit. Hey, one time my little nigga Tay Keith, bro. You know what I'm saying? Gang shit. And I'm stepping it. I'm vouching for one of the hardest young niggas doing this shit. Period. Fuck you other niggas. Fuck God did that.
When you combine the DJing now and the beat making, Tay Keith, the producer, started to gain some real traction. Not only could this man make a beat for you, produce a record for you, he now had the ability as a DJ to get that same record some real plays in the middle of Tennessee, an important market down south. More importantly, for a college audience. Next thing Keith knew, he had enough big records in the region to the point where his entire mix could be Tay Keith produced records. And the hits kept coming and coming, working with artists who were just as buzzing at the time, like Black Youngster and Moneybagg Yo. Tay Keith attributes records like No Dealings with Moneybagg Yo and Lil Bitch with Black Youngsters as big landmarks for his producing career, but the moment that really stamped Keith as a staple, as one of the go-to producers in the South came when he got the two up-and-coming Memphis artists on the same song together entitled Gang Gang. It was a lot of trial and tribulations. It had to be Black Youngster and Moneybagg Yo. That's who I define my sound with, because as their careers built, I kept building my sound also. The Gang Gang record, it definitely defined my sound with the crazy bass and the hi-hats. Also, the other stuff I did for Black Youngster and Moneybagg Yo. Those crazy hi-hats and 808 sets me aside from every other producer.
Hey, Gang Gang is great hit.
Gang Gang is a hit. I told you that 9 months ago when we did the joint, 10 months ago.
Gang Gang, right now, Moneybagg, that might be the one.
That might be the one, and it's just not in Memphis. It's like everywhere I've been performing, they kind of turn up to that major, and it kind of shocked me, because you know what I'm saying, like how fast they gravitate towards the whole Two Federal project.
At this point, Tay Keith was already popping down south. I really believe, though, the Drake cosign sped up every blessing that Tay Keith was gonna get in his career. Because now it's like the biggest rapper, maybe the biggest artist in the world, who usually keeps most of his production in-house, is looking for Tay Keith, a producer that's still in college. Now you got all these other artists who are looking around like, wait, if Drake's using Tay Keith, if he wants his beats, his production, who am I not to go outsource the young college phenom producer? Drake reached out to Tay Keith on Instagram after hearing a couple of records in Shoot and Rover from Blockboy JB, which ironically were both produced by Tay Keith. Keith ended up making Drake a beat pack, which ended up turning into one of the biggest records of 2018 and Look Alive. It brings out his Memphis roots, said Keith. Memphis sound has always been under the radar for years, even with 3 6 Mafia. When me and Drake dropped and then did it again and again, now it's on a different platform. Drake did Memphis the biggest favor any artist has done. When me and Blockboy was coming up, niggas would congratulate us, but they wasn't working with us. Drake got straight to work. Drake didn't ask for shit. He did fair business. That's why I got so much respect for him. Drake really one of the biggest A&Rs in the game. He catch on the talent.
I'm about to go finish this tour. I'ma go home. I'ma spend some time with my family, with my friends, and I promise you, the next thing I'm doing is going right back to the studio with Tay Keith from Memphis, Tennessee, and we gonna make us some new music and have us a new party in Nashville. Hey, I love you with all my heart. For real, I go by the name of Drake, and I will love Tennessee till they take me off this earth. I love y'all. Good night.
The Drake cosign has allowed Tay Keith to fuck these niggas up with a lot of legends, including an elite level MC in J. Cole, the biggest boss in the game, Rick Ross, but still managing to find time to keep his foot on the neck of the streets, producing an entire album for fellow Memphis talents, Fast Cash, even creating his own label and Dramatize to give more artists like Big Crucial opportunities to get their music heard on bigger platforms. The other thing about Keith that makes him different from a lot of producers who've had the rock in the past is that he uses his college experiences at MTSU to learn the business. Keith has admitted in previous interviews that he battles with just how much he'll even use his media management degree. His GPA was under a 3.0, which actually was too low to get into the major that he really wanted to be in, which was music business. You know the old saying, if you know better, you do better. Keith uses his mistakes to help educate other artists and producers on revenue splits and on how to make their money. The music industry is 90% business and 10% music, according to Keith. You have to understand that even the top rappers aren't seeing the majority percentage of their music revenue, so they have to invest their money into other outlets. I've always had the perspective of music money can't last forever. You can only be hot for so long. Don't be ignorant towards the business when the money is pouring in. You have to invest your money in other outlets. Let's be clear. Keith isn't just talking a big game to young talents. He's really living like that. Over time, he's mastered the art of leverage, or leveraged the masters of his art. For me to be unsigned and have the hit records I had so early in my career, it put me in a position where I was able to have leverage. Instead of being an up-and-coming producer, wanting a publishing deal and getting that big check up front, I came in the game independently and the publishing company started coming to me. I had the leverage to own my music, so I did an administration deal instead. When it came to the artist side, it was the same thing. I had all the labels offering me deals, but I didn't have the leverage. I hadn't put out a single record yet. Even with all the labels coming to me and offering me contracts, it wasn't in my favor because I wouldn't be owning my music. I would be signing over my masters. That motivated me to hold out, said Keith. Build myself, build my team up, and build my leverage up. The same thing I did on the publishing side. I've never met Tay Keith in my life, though we are both from the same city. But I will tell that man's story over and over again, every opportunity I get, because I feel like it's such an important story to tell. It teaches all the right messages to the youth. Here you have a young producer from nothing who grinded his way up, and he did it pretty quickly. He got the work, made the right plays, didn't turn down the college education, used the college education as a vehicle to drive his passion. He was at the right places at the right time. He was at the nightclubs. He was at the college parties. He was at the places and the venues where artists were at, artists that he went on to work with. It all makes sense. And now he can double back and use that media management degree in places that he probably never thought he would be able to use it, in businesses that he never thought he would be able to use it. That degree is security that Tay Keith probably will never even need because he got his education and understood how important business was. He probably ain't gonna need it because he's probably gonna continue to f these niggas up.
Say on behalf of, Warner Chapel, Big John, myself, the entire company, just wanted to come down, let you know how proud of you we are. You're setting a positive example for people to follow you. We couldn't be more proud of you. It says a lot about the man you were raised to be, just committing to something and sticking to it. You sat in our office from day one and told us that you was going to graduate. You did it. This is great, but this is your biggest #1 right here.